So are we ready for some more comedy? Yeah. Then please put your hands together for your MC the second half, Mark Nicholas. And of course James.
Cirrhosis.
Yes, thank you. Right, so did we have a good break? Oh God, that frothed everywhere. See, sorry, Barrister. I know my bad memories, right? Did we have a good?
No, because we weren't watching you.
Oh, you suck up. No, it's fine. This is one of our acts. I can talk to him like that. It's fine. So did we have a good break?
Yeah.
Did we make friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's weird to ask that an autistic. Did we make friends? So yeah, oh brilliant. So let me chat to who doesn't mind being chat to. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie, everyone say hi to Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Jamie, are you Nottingham based?
Yes, London.
Oh, excellent. I don't know Nottingham that well, even though I've gigged here for 3 years. I still don't know the area, but is it far from here?
Not too far. Student area.
Oh, so you're a student?
No.
Oh.
Thank you for thinking so.
Oh, okay. Well, then you could be a PhD student. Like it's yeah. So what is it you do, Jamie?
I do admin for the NHS.
Hey, NHS! Give them a round of applause! Right, that's enough applause. They had enough of that during COVID. I'm joking. It's good work you're doing. It's is it a hospital or GPs?
Hospital, yeah. The Mary Potter Centre. So.
Oh, is it? So is that A&E or is it just?
No, it's physiotherapy mostly.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're the admin behind that.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So if you ever want an appointment, there we go. Now's a good time to get it because I think we have about 3-year waiting list these days. Well, I don't know. Is it quite good there with yours? Yeah, 3-year waiting. That is the sound of an autistic person panicking. No, it's absolutely fine. Don't worry. It's good work you're doing. I'll tell you a bit more about myself. So I was diagnosed with autism when I was 11. But the thing about that is, I was diagnosed, but so my mum had a list of. She worked for a disability charity, and I was really struggling at school, struggling to make friends, and she was like. Well, you know, all these lists that are autistic traits. She was like, she got a leaflet about it. She's like, this sounds like Mark. So she walked into school and went up to my teacher and went, I know what's up with Mark. I know the problem. Here it is. It's autism. I know it. And then my teacher turned around and went, oh no, it's not. We treated him for that at Christmas. Imagine that as a stocking filler, I walk into Santa's grotto and, Santa's like, oh yeah, sit on my knee. Probably not these days. So what would you like for Christmas? Oh, I'd like a monster truck. How about 30 years of social anxiety? But bloody, it was just like, they were like, my mum said, so why didn't you tell me you had tested, my young children? Why didn't you tell me that? Oh, we didn't want to alarm you. Quick, everyone, it's autism! Get out, it's autism! It's autism! Quick, go to the train station. No shit, it's full of them. Quick, come back! Like, fucking hell, it's ridiculous. I honestly, it was just, and they're like, tested my sons without permission. Well, that's how it was discovered in the first place. Okay, Nazi callback, no. No. Okay, Mark, make note of that. Everyone is sick of the Nazis. I don't think I should have to specify that in the 21st century. Get rid of them soon. Yeah, I'm sorry. What was he said? What was that?
We'll get rid of them soon.
Yeah, we're getting rid of Are you referring to the Conservative Party? Oh, that wasn't obvious at all. Any Tories in tonight? No. Thank God. I'm so glad I'm not gigging in somewhere like Kent, otherwise that would have been really awkward, Bob, to be honest.
Not gigging in Kent.
Oh, he's from.
You're from Kent? Oh, so
That's why I live here.
Fair enough, Bob, fair enough. I think, yeah, move as far away as you can. That's absolutely great. Next time I'm in Kent, I'll tell them about you. You remember Bob, you know, he called you all Nazis, you know. Stop going on about Nazis, Mark. Right, moving on. Okay, so that was sort of my upbringing. And the reason I said sons about my mum was because I actually have an identical twin who's also autistic. So you know when they say autistic people love repetition? But yeah, so he's called Lee. He's absolutely he's a fantastic guy. He really is. You know, he's one of those that sticks to the facts. You know, so he's a really bad journalist. Any journalists in? If you're reviewing tonight, no. Actually, he's a really good writer. He's a brilliant writer, right? And he once tried his hand at comedy. Like I used to run these workshops. I still run workshops sometimes. So if you want any workshops running, just my agent's over there. So I was running these workshops and I was helping people write jokes, right? And do you want to hear his joke that he wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's good, it's mine. If it's bad, it's his. No. So here's how it went. It was like, so do you remember the London mayor elections a few years ago? You know, he had two candidates, standout candidates. They were Lawrence Fox and Count Binface. Right? Genuinely true. That's how low London has sunk, to be honest. So Lawrence Fox and Count Binface. And do you know what? Count Binface lost to Lawrence Fox. And it's a real shame because had Binface won, it would have been the first time in London that a bin had outwitted a fox.
Oh.
That was his joke, everyone. His joke.
I liked it.
I know, thank you, Nikki, thank you. It's all the acts that have been nice to me. So, but yeah, I also have I have three brothers, right? And there's one of them that has got a job in trains. And it's not an autistic one. I'm just like, oh, what? You know, 25% of us work for TfL. 50% of us do not. No, that's not wrong maths. Actually, 75%. I'm a terrible autistic, aren't I? I'm terrible at maths. I'm notoriously bad at maths. You know, an autistic that's bad at maths. It doesn't add up. I know, it divides the room. And if you don't like that joke, go forth and multiply. Yeah, I know. Grown, that. It gives me more power. Right, are we ready for our first act of the second half? Yay! He's an absolute veteran, he's absolutely wonderful. He's an activist and performer, absolutely brilliant. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award for Neurodiverse Review in Edinburgh Fringe. And so please give him a lot of love. He's a wonderful human being. Massive round of applause for Paul Wadey!
Right, this is great. I've got a 10-minute countdown timer. I can finally use it. All right. Then just talk amongst yourselves. 9:57, 9:56. I love it. 9:50. Oh God, I've got to do an act. Sorry. My name is Paul Wadey. That name has been scraped through so much mud. Why? I'll tell you why. I wasn't diagnosed until I was 41.
Wow.
In 2004, I had to strangle kids in a cinema. It was Cribs Causeway, Thursday the 30th of May 2004. I took my best friend from school, Daniel, who later got his autism diagnosis. He was on the first of his 4 sons. Oh, he was having a terrible time with then he only had Tourette's. His wife says, let's take him to the cinema. Yes, we used to do that in the 70s. So what are we going to see? We'll go and see Van Helsing. So we went to, because I knew I'm stuntman from it, and halfway through, these four nasty kids in front of us, they're carrying on, threatening everyone. There was awful violence coming off them. My mate suddenly decides to talk to them, trying to shut up because he'd be a teacher. And I was like, oh my God, dived up, grabbed one on the shoulder, looked down at him, and I thought I was going to die. I was so terrified. It was the bravest thing I ever did. And then they ran out, a 15, 13, 12 and 11-year-old, and made out I strangled one of them. Now, have you ever strangled children in the cinema? It's a serious question. You put the weight down, you're a 41-year-old man, it goes into the throat, you get an effect that they can't breathe properly. Well, this one skipped out and went, that man there just strangled me. And the next day the police went to see him. They didn't get a doctor, and the guy goes, oh yeah, I got this red mark. Anyway, the manager came in and said, we're calling the police. We're like, what? We haven't seen what happens when he goes into Dracula's castle. No, he goes to Dracula's castle and he discovers Van Helsing. I don't want to give the game away, it's a bloody awful film, I've seen it. The best bit is when the Wolfman's being tortured by Igor, and Dracula says, Igor, why do you torture that poor creature so? Do unto others. Ah! You know, across the bottom. Anyway, my mate had to go out. Daniel said, I'll have to deal with this. And oh, what the hell, when then the police come, and we're like, oh my God! And one of the security guards gets there laughing about it over there, and the kids are laughing their heads off. Well, we both got charged to court for common assault, and it was at this point that my sister-in-law, who was the only woman in a class full of fellas in Oxford University in a physics, I'm not that great, it's all right, you're not missing anything. I've just the story of my life, mate, don't worry. That's what I should have done. If I'd only run out of the cinema, I wouldn't be here today. But oh no, we hadn't done anything, so I have to walk out. Anyway, she did physics in Cambridge. She reckoned they were all on the spectrum. Anyway, the disorder that gives you abilities, the disorder that gives you empathy for your own kind. The whole model is wrong, it's monodimensional, it's too small, it's based on relatively mentally disabled people who qualify in autism diagnosis. Anyway, we got charged to court. My sister-in-law insisted I had autism. And I didn't believe a word of it. He said, that'd be ridiculous. And of course, you don't argue with your sister-in-law, you know what I mean? Especially her. So I got a £1,200 diagnosis for free before Daniel and I were completely acquitted, and suddenly I was autistic. I mean, like that when I was 41, I just got it given to me. I have been flying around like I'm constantly on amphetamines all my life, channeling the energy. I spent all my 30s in the same Buddhist movement. Before then, for 5 years I was in the Polytechnic in North London, where they called me Mad Paul. They despised me, and they loved me. And student political societies telling lies about me, for real. Women terrified of me, because I could come up to them and say, I've taken a vow of semi-celibacy and I'll never have sex with anyone unless a relationship's involved. That's what I did! And it was the gateway to going into this Buddhist. I spent all my 30s in the same Buddhist movement, going on 2 retreats. Absolutely ridiculous. It's not funny at all. I just walk around in a state of constant anxiety and paranoia over this, even 30 years later. And may you all be happy, well, and beautiful. May all blessings of all dharmas be upon you all now and forever. Because the hardest thing is to love yourself. The first stage of the 5-stage Matabhavana practice. You love yourself. You love a friend who you don't fancy. You love a stranger, and then you love somebody that you don't like, and then you love everybody. And that is the Matabhavana practice, and I love it, and I just want to share it with you tonight. So there I was in a social group, and it was December 2005, thinking, my God, I've been autistic all along. And there by the sink was this little woman with the kind of blondish hair and a blue top. And I cruised up to her, you know, our eyes met across a twitching room, moves, you know. This is the ultimate contraceptive. It turns all women off. You never even go near sex. It's that easy not to have babies. And she said, I don't relate to anyone. I said, me too. We married by December 2007, before she got to know me. And we're very, very happy. And you know what? She's a science teacher. Ooh, I got a trophy wife. Hell yeah! So that's my private life, and now we live in Greenwich, which I've had a lifetime obsession with to get this euphoric experience, because we used to have family who lived there. We never have anyone around the house. Love it. Has anyone, can I tell you a story about, oh yeah, sorry, I'm autistic, 4 minutes, 31 seconds. I'm running out of time. How can I use so much time of your lives, all the breath, all the heartbeats, all the thing? You could have been listening to Nikki telling real jokes. You could have been listening to the pro here. Instead of it, you listen to a 60-year-old autistic man waffling on about himself. Anyway. I won't talk to the audience because I really don't have any empathy for them. What's your name?
I'm Cara.
Cara.
Yeah.
What's a nice one? 4 letters. I've got a binary thing. 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Anyone else got that?
Oh, yeah.
Man, 256, 500, 1024. You got it, 2048, 4096. But I never got up to 65,536. Yeah, man! Hell yeah! I love this place. I've got to come back here more often. My friends Dan and Sue got married. They're big into films and goth, right, and horror. They had a baby, a son. And there was a picture on Facebook, and they'd taken him all the way from London to Guildford Cathedral. And they're going, child 1, fail. Guildford Cathedral. You know, quite a couple of years later, another photo appears. Another son is born. And there's Dan with the baba, and they're going, still no reaction, Guildford Cathedral. Have you ever seen a film called The Omen? They drive Damien, their son, Lee Remick, and Gregory Peck. They drive the son to this cathedral to be baptized. And he goes ballistic and screaming, and they have to give up because he's the Antichrist. And they used Guildford Cathedral. You see what they were doing? They actually went all that trouble just to test the children and love them so much. This is a true story. 2 minutes 35 seconds. You sure I can't just call out the numbers? I've got anything else to tell you. I never do stand-up. I do this show called Gorilla Autistics, where I turn the audience autistic, and it's just a load of PowerPoint slides, and that way I've got a structure, you see. And I don't know when I'm funny and when I'm not. So I've got various notes written down here, things I could talk about. Oh yeah, yeah, I didn't know I was autistic when I was 41. When I was 30, I met this 35-year-old American woman. We had the most important relationship of my life to that day. Neither of us knew we were autistic. She obviously was autistic. And her husband had left her. So I went for a guy who had no relationships until he was 25 and didn't know why it was. I had no problem with sex, but I just couldn't relate to women to have a relationship. And suddenly I actually sleep with somebody when I'm 25. It's so embarrassing. If you're losing your virginity and you're 25, it's a very embarrassing thing for a man, particularly a white, heterosexual male of my generation. The last thing you want to do is confess it to a room full of strangers. Anyway, I know my friends is desperation. So when I was 30, Betsy was leaving the country, and her husband wanted to divorce her husband, but they made it easy. So he divorced her for adultery, right, with persons unknown. Ooh, and all the women go, ugh, and all the men go, yes. And it kind of, have you seen Casino Royale? Where Bond says, don't worry, you're not my type, and Vesta goes, smart, and Bond goes, no, you're single. It's like James Bond seduces married women. Now, obviously, a lot of you don't get this unless you're a guy. I go from one thing to the other in 5 years, I don't believe. Anyway, that was the punchline. The punchline is supposed to have there's a cumulative effect, and then there's an explosion at the end, and there was a euphoric moment there, so I believe I achieved my objective. Good God, I've got 25 seconds. How can you listen to somebody going on like that? What else are we going to talk about? I've got all sorts of weird notes here. I don't think I should tell. The last on the list specifically says milk, eggs, cheese, bracket, goats, because you know you make a joke about, oh, I'm following a list, and then you accidentally read a shopping list, you see, and that is a joke for those who know. I've run out of time. Thank you very much, and those boys.
Round of applause for Paul Wadey. Do you know what? Paul, I think you got a new fan. Bob was loving that. Bob was loving that. God, do you know what? When you two were like spouting those numbers off each other, I was just thinking, God, who's going to ejaculate first?
It was me.
I love that. Bob, with the confidence in the world, was,
It was me!
Oh my God, that's wonderful. Round of applause for Paul Whaley, everyone. That was